just delete because okay, because we are not going to use any other components right now. We are just using our Arduino. Okay, what happened, guys? I'll give the link for the test. Okay, just don't interfere between the class. I just hate it. Okay, just focus on that what we are going to study. Okay, just focus on it. So for today, I want to print on my serial monitor. So you know very well that if we want to use any type of variable or anything in which we want to store the data or any set of information, then we have to declare it first, right? So we will be going to declare a variable which will store the values that are the counting. Counting, you know, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 100 or up to the bigger number, right? Okay. So we are going to print the counting on our serial monitor. So for that, we have to declare a variable. If we want to print the integers, you know integers, right? The 1, 2, 3 numbers are the integers. So for that, the data type used is int. Okay, int is the data type for printing or for storing the numbers in it. Okay, int will store, but now we have to also define the name of the variable. So let me take the name of the variable is k. Okay, I am taking the name of the variable is k. Integer is the data type which is going to store the numbers in it, and the variable who is storing? Who is storing that? Guys, please let me know who is storing the data. Which variable I have defined? Let me know in the chat box. You guys know that, right? Okay. Now let me tell you, k is going to store that data because I have defined this variable. So let me assign the value to the k, that is k equals to 1. I am going to start my counting. Sorry guys. Okay. That was an interruption. Okay. So let us continue. Okay guys. So I am going to store the data in my k variable and I am starting from the 1. I want that my variable should store the counting. It should start from 1. After that it will go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this it will go. Okay. So as I have assigned it, but if I will not add the semicolon after it, sorry, semicolon after it, then what will happen? What will happen? It will not finish the line of the coding. We are writing the coding here, right? So to terminate any line or any line of coding in this coding section, we need to terminate it with the help of semicolon. Okay. So I'm putting a semicolon and it is terminated. Now what I will do, uh, let me just delete this. Okay. Now I'm coming in the void setup. Here we are going to initialize our serial monitor. That on the serial monitor I'm going to use this. Just tell your controller that I'm going to use this serial monitor. Okay, so we have to inform it first, right? That I'm going to use you. Are you listening me? I'm going to use you. So here we are going to write serial dot begin, and in the bracket I'll write down a number. I'll tell you about this number to you guys. Okay, and I'm putting the semicolon to terminate this line. Okay, so what this line means, serial dot begin, actually what it does, it initializes the serial monitor that I am going to give you the data. Be ready, you have to be ready. I'm going to give you the data, a set of information. Okay, I'm telling you to be ready. And in which section I'm going to give? In what type of data? So in the bracket, I have defined the number. What is it? 9600. It is the baud rate. It is the baud rate. Okay. So for initializing the serial monitor, we have to initialize it in the void setup section, that it is a predefined command. Just look at my cursor very carefully. Serial dot begin. Okay. So in the bracket, I have defined the baud rate, and it is a number that we want to print on the serial monitor in that formation only. Okay. So we are using it. I don't want to see any messages on the chat box right now, guys. Okay. If you are having any doubt, then you can message me. Otherwise, don't you dare to message me. Okay. Just focus on the class. Okay. Now, in the loop section, in void loop function, I'm going to define that. Yeah. Okay. You are going to take the data. Serial monitor is saying that, okay, you are giving me the data, but tell me what I should take. I know that you are giving me the data, but tell me what I should take. So I have to tell him that I am going to print something. And for that, I'm having a command that is called serial.print. In serial.print, S is capital, and in void setup also serial.begin, S is capital. Okay, guys? So just write it down very carefully on your notebook that S is capital, don't make it small. Okay? Okay. So serial dot print, I am giving the command. Okay, I want to print. Now he know that he want to print. But what he will print? He will print this variable that I have defined, this k variable, the value of the k variable he will print. Okay. So I have to give that variable here, that okay, now you will print the k. Now you will print the value of k. What is the value of k? I have assigned k equals to 1, right? So here I am going to print the value of k variable, okay, which is storing the value 1. So after that, I want to see also, yeah, you are printing that value, but I want to see, no? Otherwise, how I will know that it is printing or not? So for that, I will give the delay. Delay, you know, right? Okay. So I want to give the delay of suppose 500 milliseconds. Okay. So for now, okay, 500 milliseconds I'm giving, but this is very wrong. Why this is very wrong? Because we don't use the constant, we use the variables, right? We use the variable, guys, right? So for that, I'm not going to use this constant, and I'll just delete it. Okay, I'm not going to use it, but I want the delay. For that, what I will do, I will make the variable for my delay function. Okay, so for that, I will make a variable named delay. Sorry, guys. I'll make variable delay t equals to 500, and I'll terminate it, but I have to define its data type also, int delay. Okay. So I have defined the variable. Okay. So now what I will write here, I will not use the constant anymore because I have made the variable for it. Okay. So I will add the name of the variable which is having the value 500. Okay. Delay t is having the value of 500 milliseconds. Here we are defining that variable only. Okay. So now just let us simulate it and get to know whether our code is correct or not. So I just click on the start simulation button, okay, and just open your serial monitor. Okay, yo, our code is working and you can see it is printing some data. It is printing 1 1 1 1 1 1, right? Wow. You guys know how to print the data from the Arduino, right? Okay, but here is a problem. Can you see that it is just printing 1 1 1 just side by side? It is not going to the another line. So what is happening that it's not like that it is printing 1 1. It seems like it is a very big number that is 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, right? So for that, I'll just stop my simulation and I'll just make some changes in my code. Okay, what I will do, I want that my number that is 1 1 1 1 it is printing, I want that it should come to the new line. After printing 1, it should come to the new line and it will print 1. And after that, again changes to the new line and it should print 2. Then after 3, after it should print 3, after it should print 4. Likewise, I want the whole counting, it should print likewise. Okay, for that, what I have to do, as I have assigned the value here k equals to 1, I have to make some changes in the code. Okay, I have to make some changes in my coding section. So for that, what I'll do, I'll just assign some value that when the k print k equals to 1, after that it get increased by one number. Okay, so what I'll do, k plus 1. What it will do, it will just add one number to it. Okay, it will just add one number. So now let us run this code and see what happened. Okay, now start the simulation and let me just clear first. Okay, just let me clear it. On the serial monitor, you can also clear the data by clicking on clear button. Okay, I have cleared it and now I'm starting my simulation. You can see 1 2 3 4. Wow, now we are getting the counting. We are not getting the repeated number 1. You can see we are getting the counting here. It is very good, right? This is a very good, brilliant job, guys. But, let's stop the simulation and just clear the. Okay, before clearing data, you can see it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it is printing without any space or without changing any line. The data seems very hodgepodge, right? We are not getting that what is it number, what is this number, it is 1 3 or 3 2 or 3 1, what is this number, we are not getting, right? So for that, for the clear display of the counting, we are going to add a very important command in our programming. For that, just first clear it. Okay, now just let me drag it down little bit. After that, for printing into the new line, you guys just you guys just need to print some two words, some two magical words, and after that what will it will do, it will just print your counting in the next line. It will move the cursor in the next line. What are they? Two magical words, two magical letters actually. What are they? They are, you just need to add serial dot print, and after print you just need to add ln. What this ln do? Ln will move your cursor to the next line and it will print each and every number to the next line. Okay, now let's see, is it working or not? Boom. Okay. Yay, it's a magic. You can see after that the cursor, every number is in the new line. And we can see our counting very clearly that it is now 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's it's not less than a magic, right? Now you can see your counting very carefully and very cleanly it is, right? So you guys are having 2 minutes to write down this code because your snapshot will get deleted. So just write it down on your notebook and I'm giving you the 2 minutes. Okay, your time starts now, guys. Just write it down. It is very important. Okay. And let me know in the chat box when you have written the code. Okay. Very good. This class is very good. You guys are too good. Very brilliant student I'm having. Write it down, guys. And if you have written the code successfully, then let me know in the chat box. Just write done. Done, teacher. Just write done, teacher. Okay? Then I'll get to know that you guys have written the code. Very good, Sanskriti. Okay. Okay. Very good class. Brilliant. Okay. So now I am just stopping the simulation first, and now I want to print. I want to add some more feature in this code. What type of features I'm going to add? Okay, I'm going to add some, suppose if it is printing that only it is printing the counting, right? But I want to print that it should print something like k equals to 1, k equals to 2, like this that I have given here in my first line, int k equals to 1, right? I want that it should print k equals to also. I want. So what I have to do? I have to add some more coding lines for this great feature. So, okay, I'm going to add this feature now. Okay, guys, just hold your breath and we are going to add this feature in our code. Okay, for adding that, we are doing this string. We are defining a string which adds this character. Character means this letter. It will add this letter. Okay, for adding this letter, I'm using this particular code. Okay, so in my double quotes, I'm going to write k equals to, okay, and space so that it will look very nice. Okay, so I have defined it here. Okay, and now it is taking, okay, you want to print k also. Okay, I am getting, but how will I print it? You haven't given me any command for that. So here I am going to give that command. Okay. So what it will be? It will be serial dot print, and in bracket I have to give the name of the variable. What is the name of the variable? I have given the name that is my string. Okay. After that, just put your semicolon here. Okay. So the code is ready. I don't know whether it is going to work or not. Let us check. Just check by clicking on start simulation and just check. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, it is showing some error. What is it? Okay. So what I have done, just click on it. I have to print it in the new line. Okay. So now start the simulation. Okay. Why it is showing error, guys? Anybody? Okay, is my voice is clear now? Hello. Is my voice is clear? Okay, it is showing error because I have to put here equals to, and I haven't done that. Okay, now it is working fine. But before that, I just want to clear my serial monitor. Clear it. Because why I want that? I want it because if I will not clear my serial monitor, if I will not clear my serial monitor, then my output, what I am getting, will not be clear, right? So just start the simulation and you can see here what it is printing. It is printing like k equals to, and after that in the next line I'm getting the 11, 12, 13, the numbers I'm getting. But I don't want this. I want that it should print k equals to 1, k equals to 2. In the same line it should print, but it is not working like that. So I have to make some more changes in my code, right? For that, just clear it, and I'm going to uh, just do this, okay? And after that, so it is printing. You can see that. Wait a minute. Stop the simulation. And I have to change here something. What it means, actually what is happening in our code, it is happening that in this string, as I have defined that k equals to 1, k equals to 2, but it is not giving me that output because I haven't given the ln function here. Okay, so let me start it again. Okay, so now our code is working, right? You can see that it is printing the values k equals to 1, k equals to 2. You guys are able to see on the serial monitor, right? See, k equals to 1, k equals to 2, k equals to 3. Now it seems very correct. And it is looking very clear that we are assigning different values after each and every line. Okay. So here we have done a very great job, guys. Okay, keep it up, guys. Now you have to just write it down on your notebook. I'm giving you 2 minutes, and after that, let me know in the chat box that you guys have done the writing. Okay, write it down. You guys are very fast. Just don't take the snapshot, guys. Just write it down on your notebook. Okay, Shravan, just write it down on your notebook. Just don't take the snapshot because your snapshot will get deleted after some time. You don't know when it got deleted. But if you are writing on your notebook, then it will be remain forever with you. Okay, so just write it down. Writing is a good habit, I think. Okay, I think you guys have written. Okay, very good, Shravan, Rutva. Okay, brilliant. This class is very nice. Okay, so now you guys know how to print from the Arduino on the serial monitor. So you guys are knowing this very well. Okay, so now we are going to learn something new. I'm just closing the coding section. Okay, so today we are going to understand one more thing, that is potentiometer. Okay, what is potentiometer? Let me draw something. Uh, where is my pencil? Okay, here it is. Here it is, pencil. Okay, I'm drawing this potentiometer. Potentiometer is a three-terminal device. Three-terminal device means here you can see what here I'm having. Let me show you the potentiometer. Yeah, here it is a potentiometer. So you can see this is a potentiometer. Just ignore my drawing, guys. I know I'm very bad in my drawing. Ignore it, okay? This is our potentiometer. Potentiometer, what is a potentiometer? Basically, potentiometer is a three-terminal device. which is used to variate the value. What is that values? Those values could be current, voltages, or the resistor. Okay, basically the resistors, you know, right? So potentiometer, you can understand that potentiometer is a variable resistor. Okay, you are seeing a knob is there, right? A knob is present here. If you will move this knob, okay, let me fix it out. For that, we'll also needing a breadboard also. So let me place it first. Okay, and I'm going to place it here. And after that, okay, okay, this is the knob of the potentiometer, the regulator you can see. Okay, so what it does, if I'll move it, then it will change the value. It will change the value. Whether it is the value of voltage or the resistance, it will change. Okay, so we are going to read that value today. We are going to read a value of the voltage from these pins, from these analog pins. Okay, the A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. One of this pin we will select, and we will be reading the value from it. Suppose I am selecting this A2. Okay, and what I will do, okay, I'm just going to connect it in the middle. We are going to connect it. Okay, so let me get the change of the color. I'll giving the orange color to it, and after that one pin will go to the ground. Okay, so I'm connecting this to ground pin. Let the color of the ground pin is black, and this pin I'm going to connect with the power. What is the power of the Arduino? Maximum power that Arduino can offer is 5 volt, right? Let me just, okay, fine. So the color I'll change it to red. So just look at the screen very carefully, that the black wire, it is connecting to the potentiometer and connecting to the Arduino. It is our ground wire, grounded. You know, it is giving the zero power, negative terminal basically we say. And this is, the red wire is giving the power supply. The power supply, you know, right? That we are having in our home also, that by clicking on the button, the pressing on of the button, we are switching on our TV, our fan, right? So it is just giving the power like that only. Okay, so it is getting the power. The red wire is showing the power. Okay, and this is the orange button, orange line, the wire orange, it will show that we are going to read the voltage. We are going to read the value of the voltage from this analog pin, and we'll variate it from moving this knob. Okay, by moving this knob, we're going to variate the voltage. Okay, are you guys getting? If you guys are having any type of doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so for now, okay, now our circuit is ready. Okay, basically what happened, this potentiometer is having two resistors inside it. Let me draw for you. Okay, here I am going to draw that. These two resistor it is having. My drawing is very bad, I know that, so sorry for that. These are the terminals. Okay, okay, this is our R1 and this is our R2. These both are the resistors. Okay, you know the resistor, right? Resistor is nothing but basically it is a device which oppose the flow of current. Okay, so potentiometer have two resistance. Okay, R1 and R2. What happens, suppose we are going to the shop and we are saying to the shopkeeper this, give me a potentiometer of 10k. 10k is the value. Okay, it is giving the value. Suppose if we go to the vendor, a fruit vendor, and we say that give me the oranges, 1 kg oranges. So 1 kg is the value, right? 1 kg of oranges we are purchasing. So 1 kg is the value. Like that only the registers or the potentiometer have the values. So I am saying the shopkeeper that please give me 10k ohm potentiometer. So 10k ohm is the value of the potentiometer. So the R1 and R2 combinedly should have the 10k, not more than that, not less than that. So if my R1 goes to 0, then my R2 will be 10k, and if my R2 will be 0, then my R1 will go to 10k. And if R1 and R2 are dividing the whole value, then what they'll having, R1 equal to 5k and R2 equal to 5k. Okay, so okay, we are not going in the deep in that. Okay, I'm just deleting it. Okay, so our circuit is ready, guys. So now we are going to see that how our code is going to work. Okay, so just click on the coding section, and I have to delete it first because we are going to use this. We are going to do fresh coding for this. Okay, so for that, as I'm having 3 pins, right, and 1 pin I'm connecting with A2, right? So I have to define it. I have to define, suppose I'm giving that int read pin. I'm saying it read pin because it is reading the value, right? So I'm saying it is, let us name it read pin. Okay, and what value it should assign? It should assign A2 because I am getting the data from the A2, right? So just terminate it, and after that we will be needing a variable to store the data. So I'm assigning it one more variable, that is int read value, and after that for the output I am assigning v2. Okay, and for the delay we know how to make a delay variable, right? Delay t I'll be using here also, and I'll assign it to 500 only. Okay, not more than, not less than. Okay, 500 will be, I think it will be more, so I'll let me assign to 250. Okay, so now these are our variables. First one is to reading the data, and another one is to store the data, and another one is to give the output in it, and after that we are giving the delay. Yes, 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 very good class. This is brilliant class, I must say. You guys are very understandable. Okay, so now in the void setup we are not going to do any changes because we need the data to print on our serial monitor. Okay, so we are not going to change anything here. We are just going in the loop, and I'm going to write some set of commands to get those values that are read value will get some values from where it will get the values from analog read. So here basically you are also get to know about the analog read function, how it works. Basically it reads the value from the analog pin of the Arduino. What analog read do? Analog read do that it will read the value from the analog pin of our Arduino. Whatever the controller we are using, suppose we are using Arduino Uno or another Arduino we are using, then it will fetch the data from that and it will show here. Okay, so but analog read will read, okay, but from where it will read? It will going to read from A2, right? This A2 pin, but I have named this A2. What is the name of my A2? A2 pin is named as read pin, right? Okay, so I have assigned the read pin. This is very good. Okay, the whole work is completed. Now we just want to print it down. So for that, okay, one more thing is also there, that we are getting our output on V2, right? For V2, I have to say I have to give some command. Okay, I have to write them that V2 will store some value that it should print, right? So for V2, voltage upon 1023. 1023 is nothing but a value that occurs on the analog pins. Okay, it varies from 0 to 1023. Basically, it is 1024 bits, right? When you will just do the 2 to the power 8, then you will get the 1024. Okay, so I'm going to multiply it. For multiply, I use this asterisk sign here. Okay, and then I'll just multiply it with the read value. Whatever storing in my read value, it will get multiplied with this, and I'm terminating this command, and after that I am going to print it. Okay, so for that we know how to print on the serial monitor, right? What command we use? We use serial dot print, and if we want to print our data in next line, then we'll just give ln function also. So here I'm adding ln serial dot print ln, and I want to print what? The output will be my v2. Whatever the value is stored in my v2 variable, I am going to print it. Okay, but okay, serial monitor is saying, okay, I will print your value, but are you able to see me? Because we haven't given any delay, right? Okay, so we haven't given any delay here, right? So I am going to give the delay, and okay, now delay, what I am going to do here, as I have already defined the time variable. This is my time variable, right? Delay t and equals to 250. So I don't need to write the constant value here. I'll use that variable and it will print the value. Okay, and I'll terminate it by the help of semicolon, and my code is ready to simulate it. Okay, so let me explain it again. Okay, what I'm doing here, I'm just getting some values I want, because whatever value I'm going to print on my serial monitor, those will be the numbers, right? So for numbers we use int we use, right? So as I'm getting the value from a2, so I have defined that in a variable called read pin, and I have